Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if this is your first time here, hi, my name's Espi and I make YouTube videos about makeup and tutorials and all that. In this video I used the Just Peachy Matte palette by Too Faced, and this is what the inside of it looks like. And I think the colors are really pretty and they're all peach toned, and I made this eye look with it and I really like the way it turned out. So if you want to learn how to get this eye look, then just keep watching. So first I'm going to start off with the eyes, and I'm going to be using the Too Faced Just Peachy palette, and I used the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium just to prime my eyelids, and then I put tape on the sides so that the eyeshadow can be a lot sharper. I'm going to take the Wet n Wild like flat fluffy brush, and I'm going to use the shade Peach Meringue, and I'm going to put that all over my eyelid just so I can set the concealer that we put on there. I'm going to take a Morphe R38 brush, and I'm going to take the shade Peach Tea, and I'm just going to get a little bit of that and use that as my transition shade. I'm going to use the same brush and take the shade Fresh Picked, and I'm going to put that a little bit lower than we put the other shade. I'm going to use a Morphe M433 and take the shade Peach Cobbler, and I'm going to put that in the outer V and also in the crease. I'm going to use the same brush and take the shade Peach Sangria, this bottom like purpley color, and I'll put that in the very outer V. I'm gonna bring the same color like kind of onto my eyelid as well, so it blends into the shade that we're gonna put on the inner portion of the lid. I'm gonna use an EcoTools full eyeshadow brush and take the shade Peach Punch, and I'm gonna put that on the inner part of my eye. I'm gonna use the Morphe M433 and go back into the shade Peach Sangria. I'm just gonna blend out the color and then add more of that color because it kind of got blended away. I'm gonna take the Morphe R38 again with the shade just actually Peaches and Cream, so I can blend out the edges. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild crease brush and mix the shade Peach Tea and Peach Cobbler, and I'm just gonna put those into the crease. I did my eyebrows off of camera and I used the Anastasia Hills Dip Brow in the shade Ebony, and then I used the NYX Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Beige, and I just did my eyebrows off of camera. So I'm gonna prime with the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. It's the smoothing one, and I'm just gonna get a tiny bit of that, and I'm gonna put that all over my T-zone. For foundation, I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Foundation by Rihanna in the shade 220. This is my third time using the foundation, and I really like it. I think the finish is really nice if you have oily skin, because it's really matte. So I'm just gonna get that and dot it on my face. I'm just gonna take my pink beauty blender and I'm just gonna blend it in. I'm gonna use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light Medium, and I'm just gonna put that underneath my eyes, the center of my forehead, and a little bit on my chin. I'm just gonna use my beauty blender and blend that out. To set my concealer, I'm just going to use the Mega Glow Contouring Palette in the shade Caramel Toffee with a Luxie 660 brush. And I'm just going to set the concealer. I'm also going to set the center of my forehead where I put the concealer and my chin. Since this foundation does try to matte finish, I'm not going to set my face with the powder, and I'm just going to use the Benefit Hoola Bronzer with this Morphe angled brush, and I'm just going to bronze up my skin. I'm going to use this same brush and take the Milani blush in Luminoso, and I'm just going to put that on my cheeks. I'm going to use this kind of flat shader fluffy brush, and I'm going to take the shade Peach Cobbler from the palette, and I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. And I'm just going to make sure it's all blended. I'm going to put it all the way underneath. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. And then I'm going to take the shade Fresh Picked and with the same exact brush, and I'm going to do the same thing and just blend it with that eyeshadow that we just put down. I'm going to use this Morphe M431 brush with the shade Peach Sangria. I'm going to get a very little bit of that and just put that on the outer part of the lower lash line. So I just used the shade Peach Sangria and smoked out like the outer part of my eyes, and I'm going to use the Allure Vegas Nail Lashes in the style Bronze Beauty, and I'm just going to, I line my top of my eyelids with the NYC liquid liner, and I'm just going to apply these falsies off of camera. So these are what the falsies look like, and I'm just going to use the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot Mascara, and I'm just going to put a small amount of that to blend my lashes with the falsies. And then I'm also going to put this mascara on the lower lash line. For for highlight, I'm going to use the Maybelline Master Chrome highlight in the shade 100 Molten Gold with the Morphe M510. And I'm just going to pick that up on my brush and then take my Mario Badescu Cucumber and Green Tea and Aloe spray. And then I'm just going to put that on my cheeks. And I kind of do it in like a C shape because I feel like it catches the light more when you move your head. And then I'm just going to do the same exact thing to the other side. Wetting your highlight makes it a lot more blinding and it shows up more. And I'm just going to put a small amount on my chin and then a little bit on the tip of my nose and the arch of my nose. For lips, I'm going to use the LA Girl lip liner in the shade Natural Cream with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. So this is the finished look using the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette, and I really like this palette. It was my first time using it, and I think all the shades in the palette are very blendable and they're really pigmented and easy to work with. I think if you're a beginner, this would be a good palette because everything just kind of blends together. And if you don't like strong scents, you won't like this palette because this one has a lot more like of the peach smell than the original Sweet Peach palette. This is what this one looks like. I like the colors better in the matte palette, but the smell is not as intense in that palette as it is in this one. I like how they made the colors very peachy toned and they're all mattes, so you can just create an all matte look, and you can use shimmers from other palettes that you have if you want to. But I really like the way that the makeup look came out. I like these lashes. Again, they're the Allure and Vegas Nail lashes in the style Bronze Beauty. And this is the finished look. If you liked it, subscribe to my channel and like or comment ideas for videos that I should do next. And I also like the Fenty Beauty foundation. This is barely my third time using it, and I think it's really good. It's like, I think it's one of my new favorite foundations. The finish is really nice, but if you have dry skin, I think you should, maybe if you want to try it, use a really hydrating primer because it's very dry and like I have oily skin and I don't even set my face with it, and I feel like it doesn't get me super oily throughout the day. So thank you for watching this video. I really like how the eye look came out, and I'll be back soon with more videos.